Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the FPL Duo. I'm Huss. I'm joined by Jordan, and this is the FPL Game Week 35 transfer tips: the buy, sell, hold, and ignore. Where we recommend you two players you should buy, two players you should sell, two players you should hold on to, and then two players that you should ignore. Uh, we'll get into the video very shortly. But how's everything, Jordan? How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good,
Before we
thank you.
start, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the game later on at 8 o'clock, the Man City versus Real Madrid semi-final.
Okay, yeah. Some football later on to watch. Um, but yeah, let's get into the video quickly. Game week 35 is upon us. We will have a team selection for you guys on Thursday, I believe. Yeah, Thursday. And then the deadline stream was it on Saturday? Is it Saturday morning deadline again?
I haven't checked actually.
I can check. I think it is. Uh, it's on the 30th, 11. Yep, Saturday.
Yes, a Saturday.
So yeah,
10.
we'll be on the deadline stream as well for Saturday. So yeah, let's see how um that plans out. But yeah, let's move on to the first player, guys, that we recommend you buy, and that is Arsenal's Nketiah. Um, Nketiah is the first player we recommend that you buy for this week, mainly because he's pretty cheap at 5.5 million. He's very cheap, I'd say. He's also got 2 goals and the assist this season. Obviously, he hasn't played many games, but now after the Lacazette injury, it looks like he has come back into the frame, and Arteta probably will persist with Nketiah. Now, in game week 35, he has a game against West Ham. Now that could be a bit tricky, or also could be easy depending on what West Ham do in the Europa League. If they get to the final, or they have a semi-final, don't they, on Thursday? So that could affect
Yeah,
that lineup on game week 35. So the chances are Arsenal could play a rotated West Ham team for game week 35. And if that's the case, and you need a cheap striker, because I know a lot of people now are looking to get out of the expensive strikers because there's not really anyone they want other than Kane. Even people are seeing wanting to get rid of Kane. So if you're looking to get a cheap striker option, there's Timu Pukki as well. But at that price range, 5.5 million, I think Nketiah could be a decent differential, guys. Because he plays West Ham, and then he has a double against Leeds and Tottenham. And then he also has Newcastle and Everton to end the season. So he could be a decent differential. And we're trying to make this video a bit more interesting and give you a bit more different picks. So I think Nketiah could be all right. Ownership 2.2%, 0.58%. Sorry, 0.58 expected goals per 90. Almost messed that one up. But yeah, his expected assists per 90 also at 0.32. So he's a decent pick. So what's your view on Eddie Nketiah anyway, Jordan?
yeah, he is I think a must-have pick for a striker at the moment. I think Arteta mentioned also before the last game that he regrets not playing Nketiah more in Arsenal's games. So with him saying that, it does suggest that Nketiah might play all the remaining games up until the end of the season now, instead of obviously Lacazette, who's obviously injured and won't be able
Oh, he's
to.
back now, but I think Nketiah will probably play ahead of him.
Yeah, with Arteta saying that, I mean, it is a positive thing for Nketiah because he most likely will start if not all those games there displayed on the screen
Mm-hmm.
there. And also because of his price as well, anyone that has Broha or anyone around that price margin who is tired of Broha blanking, because I think he's been blanking since game week 29, he hasn't got anything since then.
Mm-hmm.
It's an easy replacement for him if you have Broha, especially because
Yeah.
he's 5.5 mil. So you want to get it before the price rise happens if you don't have anything in the bank or it's a struggle to get him in. So I was saying now is the time to think about bringing in Nketiah coming up to the deadline for this game week.
Yeah, I think Nketiah could be a decent differential, as I've mentioned, and especially with the way Arsenal now need to play for top four. The top four race is very tight, and Arsenal have a lot to play for. So Nketiah could be a good pick. I don't know what his transfer he's transferred in quite highly, is he, this week? I think he's up there.
He's about 44,000 transfers in.
Okay, so not too
roughly.
much, but
No,
yeah,
he's
he's still going to be quite low owned, I think, in the top 10k, and not many people take a punt on him. But if you guys do want to take a punt, I wouldn't. I don't think he's a bad pick, to be fair. So yeah, let's move on to the second player that we recommend you should buy for this game week 35, and that is Matty Cash. Now I'll just quickly cover Matty Cash. The reason why Matty Cash is on our list is because in game week 35 he has Norwich at home, then he has back-to-back doubles. Now he has Burnley away and Liverpool at home in game week 36. Then in double game week 37, he plays Palace at home and Burnley at home. So another 2 home fixtures. Now, if you take a look from 35 to 37, he has 5 fixtures and 4 of them are, you'd say they look quite good. Teams are bottom after the league. So I think Matty Cash is a very good buy, guys, especially if you don't have any chips. If you don't have any chips, I would very highly recommend you bring Matty Cash in, because if you get 2 doublers. Sorry, you get Matty Cash on 2 double game weeks. So, and also if you bring him in this week, you get that extra fixture against Norwich. So bring him in for Norwich, and then you have 2 back-to-back doubles. And if you got a free hit, let's say in 37, then maybe he's not as as priority to bring in this week. But like I say, if you've not got any chips left, I would be prioritizing some Villa players because of the back-to-back doubles. And you look at his price, 5.2 million. He's very cheap. You can downgrade James to cash, downgrade Rudiger to cash. He should fit into most of your teams. Budget-wise, 3 assists, 3 goals, 9 clean sheets this season. His attacking numbers ain't great, but he probably is still the better pick out of the Aston Villa defenders. And he's one that I'd look to bring into my team, especially if I didn't have any chips. What's your take on Matty Cash, Jordan?
Yeah, Matty Cash, I think it's somehow gone underneath the radar with this, with many people, even though he's the second most transferred in player at the moment on the transfer list. He is going to be a secret player to bring in, because obviously his ownership is lower than 10%, only 8.6. I know he has a lot of transfer ins already. His
effective
52.
ownership will be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. With Aston Villa as well struggling, we haven't really seen him do well in any of their matches. They drew 0-0 to Leicester previously, although Matty Cash would have benefited from that with the clean sheet. But I think now Aston Villa will start to turn their momentum around for these upcoming fixtures, because they do face Burnley twice in that double game week 36, and then again in 37.
Looks quite good.
It's going to be a bit of a headache for Burnley to go against Aston Villa twice.
Yeah, the only thing with Aston Villa, obviously, they've not been, at top form recently. They've struggled quite a lot. I think they've lost a few games on the bounce now. So, yeah, the form hasn't been great. But you look at those fixtures, and if you need a doubling player, if you don't have any doublers, he's one at that price range I'll probably look to bring in. So, yeah. As I mentioned,
he is a good replacement for Reece James, who people might be frustrated with him because of the lack of what's happened. Like his injury is sort of becoming a resurface problem at the moment. His hamstring, according to Tuchel, he's felt his hamstring again, Reece James. So it's a doubt whether Reece James is going to continue to play many more minutes that he already has played at the moment. But also with Matty Cash, he hasn't missed a game this whole season. He has played every game up to now, and he's only played 3 games where he hasn't played the full 90 minutes. So he is a very nailed option if you want to buy Matty Cash as well.
Yeah, very good statistic there from Jordan. Let's move on to the next player. This is now the player we'll recommend that you should sell. So the first player we'll recommend you should sell is Son, and I'll let Jordan take this one angle. What's your view on Son, and why is he a potential sell?
Okay, the reason Son is a potential sell, you could say Harry Kane or Son, but we've gone with Son because he's slightly more owned, is because I think it's time for Spurs players to be evicted from the team now, because as you see on the screen, in double game week 36, they have Liverpool and Arsenal. And obviously, many people will not probably favour Tottenham going against Liverpool, especially, and then Arsenal, even though Tottenham have Arsenal home. They're very tough fixtures for the double. It may not be the favourable double game week for them, in particular for Spurs. There are so many other options that other players have where they have better doubles. I think Tottenham has the worst one because of Liverpool and Arsenal. Everyone else has average to easy teams. And also because of Son's price as well, 11 million, he's not that cheap. So it's hard to fit in players around Son that you want to bring in. He does soak up a lot of the budget. And with his ownership as well, 26.8%, we will see a drop in that, I think, as the days go on to near the deadline, where people will transfer out Son to buy cheaper players instead of him, like Coutinho or Maddison, those type of players that are much more cheaper. And also those who have an extra double game week, because only Tottenham have one double game week. There's other players like Leicester have 2 double game weeks, and Aston Villa, for example. So I think so it is time to get rid of Spurs assets, I think.
Also, the other thing with Spurs, they haven't managed a shot on target in their last 2 games against, was it Brighton and who else did they play the last game where they lost
Brentford.
to? Brentford. They didn't manage a single shot on target, I believe. Now, obviously, Spurs have struggled in the last 2 games. But Son and Kane are still, very good players. They could easily get a haul against Leicester. But you look at Leicester and then you see the tough double. Even if they did get something against Liverpool and Arsenal, you'd expect them to be low-scoring games, especially that Liverpool one. If they do manage to score, would they manage to score two or more? I very much doubt it. And even the Arsenal game, it's a North London derby, so it's going to be. And I think it could be a lower scoring game as well, but you never know. But I think you could potentially get rid of him for the next 2 weeks. And if you have a free hit, maybe you don't worry that, if against 37, you could just free hit him back in. So, yeah, you got to take that into consideration, guys, if you can go out without Spurs. At the moment, I have Harry Kane, and I am tempted to get rid of him, actually, myself. But I will give it a bit more think before the deadline. But Son is an interesting one. He could be a sell, so keep that in consideration, guys, because the next 2 or 3 games Spurs could struggle, if I'm being honest. But you look at game 38, arguably a very good fixture for them, and it could be a captain material for Harry Kane in that fixture. So maybe the next 3 or 4 not too keen on. So yeah, that's our views on Son and or Kane. So maybe you can get rid of them, just a suggestion. Moving on to the next batch of players. Oh, sorry, we still got on the sell. So the next player we recommend you sell is actually Rudiger. Now, Rudiger is flagged, isn't he, currently?
He is flagged for a groin injury at the moment. His flag keeps changing, though, because it was red. Now it's gone back to yellow. It went back to red, then it's gone back to yellow. So it's a bit of a up-down status on Rudiger.
I think this could be Reece James as well. This could easily be Reece James or Rudiger. Now, they both have slight injury issues. I think Reece James is probably more the frustrating one to get rid of. So if you have Reece James, you probably can get rid of him. Well, with Rudiger, at 6.1 million, he did miss out on the last game. Now, we don't know how serious his injury is. If you have him, I mean, the reason we're selling probably for budget purposes. Maybe you want to bring in Laporte. You want to go double City at the back. You want to bring in Robertson. That's why I would recommend you probably getting off Rudiger. What's your thoughts on Rudiger anyway, Jordan?
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for Rudiger for the injury, because he has been a great defender for many FPL owners. Because obviously, look at his clean sheets. If you've kept Rudiger for all those 13 clean sheets, he's really benefited your rank from that. He has been an outstanding Chelsea defender who's been playing most matches. I think that's the first match he missed this season, I believe. And with his price as well, 6.1 mil, not bad price for a defender of his quality either. And with the fixtures as well, it's so unfortunate with Everton and then double game week with Wolves and Leeds, where Rudiger will probably benefit a lot from those two, especially in their defence. It's going to be a very different Chelsea at the back now with Reece James and now Rudiger out of the frame. It's going to be interesting what Chelsea defence can do without them. Well, we've seen how they are without them. They seem to cope well, but it just depends on these teams if they can keep clean sheets now against them. But
Yeah.
he is a sell player though at the end of the day because his injury is not clear how serious it is. So I would even be tempted to hold on to Rudiger. I was probably just similar to James, just sell him or look for another option for a Chelsea defender or another player in another team.
Yeah, I think James as well, as we've gone through, James or Rudiger, they're both doubts really with their fitness, especially James. But yeah, if you want to bring in City or Robertson as well, who's quite popular after his 15-point haul, then yeah, we understand why you'd want to go that way. So let's move on now to the player we recommend you should hold. The player you should recommend, the player we recommend that you should hold is Saka. Now, Saka did have a flag as well, but according to Arteta, that he should be fine, and it's not it's not as bad as first feared. He should be okay for the next game against West Ham. The reason we'd hold Saka is purely, at that price range, 6.8 million. He's one of the better options at that bracket for his price. 11 goals this season, 5 assists. His numbers are decent as well. 0.31 expected goals per 90, 0.25 expected assists per 90. He's got West Ham next. He only has a double against Leeds and Tottenham, and then Newcastle and Everton. I think we'd hold Saka still. I know a lot of people were considering getting rid of him after that injury potentially, but I think most people have other issues to attend to before you remove someone like Saka. But yeah, I still think he's a good hold to the end of the season. I don't know if I'll be getting rid of him. I think he'll tick over nicely and carry on just getting you the points. What's your take on Saka, Jordan? Why is he a hold for you?
He's a hold for me because obviously what Arteta said, that his injury is not serious and he possibly will play in the West Ham game, which is going to be a very big game for him. Because obviously with Craig Dawson red carded in the last match West Ham had, and Diop injured, and Ogbonna also injured in their defence. They're missing 3 key defenders for West Ham in that game, which possibly means Arsenal could probably have a high scoring game against West Ham because the vulnerability in West Ham's defence will be high. I think, especially with Arsenal wanting that top 4 placement on top of that, I think the pressure with West Ham will be too much. And I think Saka is going to benefit a lot from that game.
Yeah, we'd hold on to Saka, guys. I think he'll take over nicely. And, West Ham could be a decent fixture, especially if West Ham, as expected, rotate after their grueling Europa League fixture. And then he also has a double in 36. So we wouldn't get rid of him just yet. Let's move on to the next player that we recommend you hold, and that is James Maddison. The reason why you should hold Maddison is if you already have him, which a lot of people do, as his ownership is now 15%. You look at his fixtures, he does have back-to-back doubles, and that is the main reason why I would be holding on to Maddison. Everton at home and Norwich at home in Game Week 36, and then Watford away and Chelsea away at Game Week 37. And he also has Tottenham in Game Week 35, and he finished the season with Southampton in Game Week 38. Maddison could be a player now that you just hold on to the rest of the season, to be honest. I think there is slight worry with the rotation risk if Leicester make the final for the Conference League. There's so many competitions that I can't. West Ham in the Europa League, Leicester in the Conference League. So if they make it to the Conference League final, maybe you get slight rotation, which is the only worry with players like Maddison. But if you have him, I'd hold on to him, especially for 36 double. Leicester do have the best double game week in Game Week 36. They play Everton and Norwich, 2 teams in the bottom 3. So that is potential for points, and Leicester need the points as well. to finish off the season strong. So I wouldn't be getting rid of him before, that juicy double game week 36. Sorry. It looks quite good to me. What's your views on Maddison?
Yeah, Madison's a very good, I'll say, pick. I would want Madison in my team just before the double game week 36. And that is why he's a hold as well, because if you have him now, you could probably, I don't know, put him somewhere in your team for game week 35 against Tottenham away. I know it's not a great fixture for Leicester, but after that, obviously the fixtures become great again. And despite Leicester being in the Conference League and potentially Madison being rotated, even so, it is still good fixtures, even if he does play one from each of them games.
Oh yeah, or 1.5 if he comes off
Yeah.
early in one.
Yeah, he's still a decent player with
good stats as well. 8 goals, 5 assists.
Yeah, and his price is a bit expensive. I think he's the same almost to Coutinho.
Yeah, well, he's the one. Him or Coutinho, they're both interesting picks, aren't they? Because I think Coutinho also has back-to-back doubles, doesn't he? But
Yeah,
I think Maddison is higher owned as of now, so that's why he's probably on our hold list. You there?
but we'll have to see what happens with Leicester to see if Maddison does get rotated or not. But hopefully he doesn't. But that all depends on the results of the Conference League fixture.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Maddison is a hold for us, guys. If you've got him, hold on to him and then just ride it out, I'd say. Moving on to the next player that we recommend you should ignore is Reece James. Now, he's also a bit of a sell as well if you've got him, because obviously, but we put him on an ignore because, a lot of people are trying to go big at the back. But as we've mentioned previously already, James has issues with his, his groin?
Hamstring.
Sorry, his hamstring. Yeah. So he plays Everton, and, we don't know if he'll actually play that game because he plays on Thursday against Man United. So we've got to watch out what he does in that game. Does he start against Man United? If he does, then maybe our fears are a bit alleviated and maybe he's not a bad pick anymore. But he's a very strange pick because in Everton game, if he doesn't play that, then there will be worry in that double game week 36. Will he play both those games against Wolves and Leeds as someone that's seen to be, managed because of injury? Because there could be a reoccurrence of his injury. So will Tuchel risk him in that double game week 36 to play both those matches? I don't know. I'm not too sure he will. And that's why I don't think he is a great pick for double game week 36. I don't believe he'll play both those games. And also the FA Cup fixture. Liverpool and Chelsea play in the FA Cup, don't they? FA Cup final.
Yeah.
And Chelsea will make sure that James is fit for that game, as that is the more important fixture for a cup final. So there could be rotation risk with James, and I don't believe he's as nailed as he was at the start of the season. Because Chelsea, let's be real, they don't have much to play for anymore in the league. You say top 3 is secured fairly, so they've not really got much to play for. They're not going to challenge for the title, and they're not really in doubt of missing out on top 4. So Chelsea are a bit of I think they're coasting at the moment a bit. So that's the only worry with Reece James. Will he play that double 36 both games? If he doesn't, I don't know if he's as good of a pick. But I think Alonso, his teammate, Marcus Alonso, could be a better pick than Reece James going forward from now to the end of the season, because Alonso could be a bit more nailed due to, Chelsea not having Ben Chilwell still available. But obviously with Alonso, there is also rotation risk because, Chelsea can play, Aspilicueta left back or whatever they can do, But I think Alonso is slightly better pick now than James from the end of the season. So if you've got Alonso, I'd hold on to him. But if you have James, either sell. And if you're planning on bringing in another Chelsea defender, it wouldn't be James for me. I think the last 6 game weeks has, 0 points. I think he's blanked a lot of them. And he's also, when he hasn't played. So let's see how he does against Man United, and we'll reassess as well there after that. Moving on to the final player that we recommend you ignore, and it is actually Gabriel Jesus of Man City. Now, this is an interesting one because he just off the back of a 4 goals and an assist, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's back off a massive point haul, double-digit haul. Very good performance from Jesus against Watford. So he is on now 7 goals for the season and 8 assists. His expected assists and his expected goals is actually very good. If you look at his stats, expected goals per 90 is 0.5, which is quite high. His expected assists also very high at 0.29. Ownership's quite low at 5.7%. And his price is not bad for the type of player he is, 8.5 million. But as we know with Man City, the reason we'd ignore is he's a massive rotation risk, I still feel. Even though he scored 4 goals, do not be surprised if he doesn't start v Leeds after that performance. Just checking the Champions League Man City lineup. I think he is starting. So obviously Man City are currently playing in half an hour against Real Madrid. And just looking at the lineup, Gabriel Jesus is playing up front. So surprise, he starts against Real Madrid ahead of Raheem Sterling. So will he start that game against Leeds in a couple of days' time? I'm not so sure. There could be rotation. He could drop out for Sterling. He could drop out for Grealish. Yeah, I wouldn't go there. I know he just off the back of a 4-goal haul, but I feel like it's a bit reactionary. He's only got he's only had 4 goals up until that Watford game. So I do feel like he's the most transferred in player as well this week, which I find crazy. People are just knee jerking because he scored. Let's bring him in. I don't know if he will carry on this form to the end of the season. Not because he's not a good player. I think he is a really good player. It's just Grealish, Sterling, Mahrez, Foden, De Bruyne. They all could play that number 9 role. And I don't know if he's worth the risk at that price to take, Yes, they have a double in 36 or 37. Obviously, that isn't confirmed yet. Most likely, it looks like it could be 36, but we'll have to wait and see with that one. But yeah, I'd avoid Jesus. What's your opinions on him anyway, Jordan?
Yeah, I wouldn't be getting Jesus, especially for that price for a forwards. Despite the way the forwards have been this season, haven't been great and continuously great. It's just been a spell at the moment. A bit like what Jesus has just done with his 4 goals and 1 assist. That is never happening again for a long time, I don't think. I mean, he might score 1 or 2 here and there, but that was just only because Watford are facing relegation. They were pretty much playing for pride, but Man City were playing for the title. So there is that argument whether Watford could have done better if they had more to play for instead of Man City, who are playing for the title, obviously. But Watford only play for pride at the moment because they are pretty much relegated from the Premier League. So
with Jesus, I agree with you. What you're going to say, that is, I don't know. I feel like I'm surprised to see, actually, I'm not surprised to see that he is the most transferred in player this week, because whenever a player scores big points, a hat trick or, something like that, they're always the most transferred in player the next week. But as we know, he's a huge rotation risk still.
Yeah, huge rotation risk. It's not worth the price as well, 8.5 mil, for him to be rotated around the squad. For that price, that's a missing slot for a player, especially if you don't have a replacement to put on for Jesus as well.
Yeah, so, if I knew, if you can guarantee me that he will start the remaining 5 games and he will start and play 90 minutes in all of them, I think he's a must-have. I think he's a really good player, but it's just, don't be surprised if he doesn't start against Leeds and let's say Raheem Sterling plays up there. That's the only worry with him. We've got a couple of comments here, so we'll read them out quickly. For everyone actually still in the stream, please don't forget to smash the like button, guys. Please drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you're new around here. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers before the end of the season. So if you could get us there, that would be very much appreciated. So yeah, drop a like and also subscribe if you're new. Got a comment here from Ken, evening Ken. He says, rumors of Conte wanted to go to PSG could be affecting the players. Rudiger has got me a lot of points this season, but now I've done with Rudiger to Laporte. Fair enough. Michael Parkus also, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you for a while. He says, are you both going to do a watch along tonight or soon? I got Werner and CR7. Shall I swap CR7 to Vardy? Vardy's interesting because he's still not. Is he back now? He is, isn't he? But
Oh, yeah, that's the magic question.
he could be an interesting pick if he starts. But I don't know if I'd be going there personally.
He won't
Yeah,
be fit for the match that they have next, but for the double, he potentially will
yeah.
make
I'd
an
probably wait.
appearance. Yeah, but yeah, time will tell for that.
Yeah, Michael, we'll probably wait, see how he does after game week 35. See if he plays in game week 35. If he does, maybe Vardy could be a differential for you. But I just don't see how I'd fit him into my own team at that price range. You know, he's quite expensive as well. So unless you're getting rid of Kane, I mean, you could do it, I guess, Ronaldo to Vardy. But yeah, I don't know if I'd be going there. I'd probably want to spread my money towards the defense more. And yeah, Vardy's interesting though. But as we've said with Leicester, they're still in the Conference League. There is rotation. You know, Iheanacho. I think someone on the last stream asked me, should I play Iheanacho? And I said, yeah, go play him, but he could be a rotation risk. But then in the weekend, I think Daka played and Iheanacho was on the bench. So Leicester have three strikers. So yeah, I'd avoid Leicester attackers personally, just because of that rotation risk. And Vardy's coming off the back of an injury, quite a long injury, isn't he? So don't know how he's going to be in form or his sharpness. So that's also the other worry. So let's recap, guys. Let's recap on the 8 players that we recommend. So Nketiah is the first buy player. The second buy player is Matty Cash of Aston Villa. The players we recommend that you should sell are Son and Rudiger. You should hold on to Saka as well as hold on to Maddison. And you should completely ignore Reece James and you should also ignore Jesus. So those are the 8 players. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to drop a like and also subscribe if you're new. If anyone's got any comments regarding transfers surrounding Game Week 35, please drop them in the comments below and we'll try our best to answer them. Is there anything else we've missed out on, Jordan, that you wanna talk about? Or
I think that pretty much covers Game Week 35. Obviously, we'll in the deadline stream give you more information on those players that we might not know much about, like Rudiger's injury and Reece James's hamstring, which looking like more that he is not going to play because of that hamstring reoccurrence.
Sorry, got
Yeah.
got a comment here from Berner Werner. He says, "Is Cancelo injured? He isn't playing today in the Champions League." No, he actually isn't injured. It's just he has picked up yellow cards and he is suspended for the game. So don't worry, guys. Cancelo will be back for the game against Leeds. He's just suspended tonight after picking up a couple of yellow cards, so he should be fine for Leeds. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I was just saying we know more information about players that we are getting more news from, like Rudiger, for example.
Yeah, on Thursday.
Yeah, and Reece James and other such players that might not be like Saka as well. We definitely know he's all right. Just depends on if he'll play that West Ham match. And also with Nketiah, which isn't probably it's going to be suspected that he will start in that game, just because of Arteta saying that he regrets not playing Nketiah in his matches previously. He wished that he played him more, and he doesn't know why he didn't play him in his games. But
yeah,
that's a good positive outlook if you look at it like that.
But yeah, guys, that's been the transfer tips video. We'll be back again, as I've mentioned, on Thursday. So do join us on Thursday for the team selection for Game Week 35. And also, we're back again at 10 a.m. on Saturday for the deadline stream. But yeah, that's been the transfer tips video, guys. Those are the 8 players we recommend. And yeah, hopefully we get another good game week. Because what do you think of Game Week 34? Just very quickly to wrap it up, because obviously we now know our ranks.
Yeah, so far in Game Week 34, I don't know what to make of it, because it's been good, but not been as good. Like especially with Man City conceding that one goal, against Watford. That really hurt the points for my double Man City defence, because obviously Cancelo got a yellow card, got 1 point, and obviously Laporte got 2 points because Watford scored against them, so that was a bit of a blow. And with Reece James not playing in that game, the first double game week feature, and still have Man United left, but I doubt he'll play that either. So the defence at the back is lacking a bit. I thought the back five was going to be more efficient this week, but hopefully this next week it's more efficient. Third time lucky, as people say. And then obviously the forward line lacking again, blanking.
Yeah. All right, everyone, listen to what Michael's got to say here. He says, can the 10 watching hit the likes? It's free, thanks. Yep. For everyone still watching, guys, don't forget to drop a like. We're on, let's get to 10 likes for everyone watching. For everyone watching, drop a like. And hope to see you in the next video. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Thanks everyone that's watched. Thanks everyone who's put a comment in. Thanks to all our subs. But yeah, that's it from us. Hope everyone enjoys the game later. Man City, Real Madrid looks like a great game. I'm definitely going to watch that.
Yeah.
And hope to see you guys on Thursday. So for everyone that's joined, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy and peace out.
Yep. See you later, guys. Enjoy the game.
Peace.